Welcome to another episode. Roll up a pour. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright? Now look. So for this one, I know y'all wondering, like, Mr. Roll up, why the fuck is you in the dark? Well, look, let me tell y'all something, man. This video right here is gonna be about absolutely nothing. Just being janky. How about that? Alright? Now, let's get this shit started. So, first and foremost, why is you in the dark, Mr. Roll Up? You always got light. Like I said, this is gonna be a janky ass video. How about that? Alright, now look. So, as long as y'all know it's me, you know what I'm saying? I'm just doing this in the dark because it's a janky ass video. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Now, let's get to the motherfucking video. Alright? Now, let me tell y'all one of the most jankiest things that ever happened to me in my life, right? Okay, so I was on the block with the guys one day, right? We gonna jump in that time capsule. Let's go back. Let me say, this was probably like '06, '05, '06, one of them days, right? So let's jump in that time capsule. Let's go back 2005, 2006, somewhere around there, right? Okay. So we on the block, right? It was six of us, six guys. We on the block, laughing, joking, popping our shit, blah, 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 right? Well, with that being said, one of the homies was riding up the block, right? And he seen us on the corner, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody that come through the hood, that's from the hood or whatever, everybody know to pull up on Burr Road and Vassar, dog. Like, that's the block, you know what I'm saying? That block literally sat in the middle of the hood, you know what I'm saying? So everybody came to the block. Like, it was just a common thing to hit the block. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody came through that bitch. So anyway, one of the homies and shit, he was riding through the hood. He came down the block. Boom, he seen us on the block, right? So he pulled up on us. When he get out the car, this nigga, he was like in the football real heavy back in high school days and shit. Then he had got a car. So the nigga got a car. He got a car before all of us. We ain't started getting cars, so we graduated. You know what I'm saying? We ain't graduated to '07. This nigga had a car like '05, '06. You know what I'm saying? And he had a Magnum. That's when the Magnums was brand new at the time. You know what I'm saying? Bro was doing good. You know what I'm saying? Well, anyway, with him being big on football and shit, right? When he pulled up, he hopped out the car. He hopped out the car with a football in his hand, right? So, he throwing that bitch in the air, spiraling it and shit, playing with it, woo, 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 right? So with all that being said, we all out there kicking it and shit. I snatched the football from bro. Psh, give me that. You know what I'm saying? Type of time you on. So when I do that, the guys, we like just start lining up, you know what I'm saying? Like to throw the ball to each other type shit. So with all that being said, eventually what we did was a 3-on-3, right? So three of the homies walked across the street on the other side of Burr Road. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, we on the corner of Burr Road and Vassar, right? Burr Road is a main street. You know what I'm saying? So if you stand on the other side of Burr Road and we on this side of Burr Road, it's like that was a nice little distance. You know what I'm saying? So we was throwing the ball back and forth to each other. Three on this side of the block, three on that side of the block, right? So we throwing the ball back and forth, right? While we throwing the ball back and forth, bro that pulled up in the main, you know what I'm saying, with the football and shit, he got to talking to me. So I looked over there to him like, what's the deal? Woo woo. You know what I'm saying? We talking our shit. Next thing you know, he like, bro, football coming at you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't paying no attention. I'm so far into the convo that I'm having with the football guy. You know what I'm saying? That the guys, they been throwing the ball back and forth, and I didn't even realize one of them threw the damn ball to me, but I'm not paying no attention. So what happened was one of the guys on my side, when he threw the ball across the street, the bro across the street caught the ball and threw that bitch right back. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all that play football and shit, y'all know how they go. You hurry up, catch the ball, throw that bitch right back, right? So that's what bro did. As soon as he caught it, he pitched that bitch right back. You know what I'm saying? With him doing that, the ball came straight at me. That bitch in the air, coming towards me, right? So the football nigga like, bro, the ball coming at you. I turned my head to look. Why the football came right down to me, hit me right in the eye. The pointy part of the football, not the fat part of it. You know what I'm saying? The pointy part of the football. That motherfucker hit me dead in my eye socket, right where the eyeball, all this shit sit right here on your fucking eye. Like y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. The ball, the pointy part came right through. Boom! Literally hit me dead in the eye. Dog, I was seeing stars like the cartoons and shit. You know what I'm saying? I real like thought I lost my eye. Like man, I was fucked up about this shit. You know what I'm saying? But after all of that was said and done, I went in the house. I looked at my eye. Tell me why it wasn't nothing wrong with my eye. It wasn't even red. You know what I'm saying? Let alone I ain't had a raccoon around my shit or nothing. You know what I'm saying? It was just like it was some janky shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the pointy part of the damn football hit me dead in my eyeball, and it didn't fuck my eye up. It didn't poke my eye out. It didn't give me a black eye. Nothing. My shit wasn't bleeding. Nothing. It was just janky as hell, dog. Like I couldn't believe it type shit. But that was one of them janky ass moves. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. How about that? All right. Now let's move on to another janky ass thing that didn't happen to your boy. How about that? Okay. So now we gonna fast forward it to '07. You know what I'm saying? Now, 2007, we graduate high school, right? I told y'all about my boy Flash. You know what I'm saying? I met Flash on the block. The very first day I moved on the block. You know what I'm saying? Well, probably maybe the second day. First, second day, one of them days I came outside, right? As soon as I came outside, mind you, I'm 5 years old. I'm just standing in front of the house. Flash on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Because he stayed on the corner house. So he told me, hey, boy, come over here. You know what I'm saying? And I asked my mama. She said I can go over there. Boom. Me and him became boys just like that. At 5 years old, no cap, right? So here it is. We've been boys since 5 years old. We always posted up on that corner, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? We built the block together type shit, right? All right, fast forward the tape. Now, again, here it is, 2007. We 18 years old now. You know what I'm saying? So what? We got about 13 years in at this point, being best friends like this, right? Me and him, we didn't speak on this situation at all. We ain't tell each other nothing, none of that, right? So basically, what happened at the high school, I got to stacking my money, and Flash got to stacking his money. Our goal was to get a car. You know what I'm saying? Because we always been talking about this shit since we was little kids. We like, man, we got to get a car. You know what I'm saying? We hated walking to school, you know, in the winter when it's cold as hell and it's snowing and all that, or when it just be too fucking hot outside. Like that was always one of our life goals. We like, man, we gonna get a fucking car. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So the time came. We 18, we out of high school, we get our little summer jobs, we stack up our money, right? So around like August, somewhere around that time, right? We stacked up our bread. Now it's time to buy us a car, right? So I bought my first car, he bought his first car, right? Again, we didn't speak on this shit, none of that. I pulled up, I'm coming up the block in my brand new car that I just bought. You know what I'm saying? My first car, right? I'm coming up the block one way, he coming up the block the other way. So we like, you know, meeting up type shit. I stayed off the second house off the corner. He stayed on the corner house. So literally, like, if I look out my blinds and shit, I can see his house right across the street. Like, that's how close me and him was. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, with that being said, I'm coming up this way, he coming up this way. He turned down the block this way, you know, because he stay on the corner. So he pulling up on the corner on the curb and shit. I'm pulling up in my driveway, you know what I'm saying? So while I'm pulling in the driveway, he turning the curb. We both looking at each other, you know what I'm saying? It was just something about it, like just told me to look at it. Something told me to look at that car. And the same thing told him to look at my car because he seen me pulling in my driveway, right? So while we turning, we looking at each other. We don't got no tints on our cars and none of that. So we looking at each other. Man, we both hit each other with this big ass grin. Like, man, I know damn well this nigga didn't just buy his car on the same day type shit, right? So boom, he parked, I parked. We jumped out the car. Nigga, we met on the corner. We like, this your car? Like, ooh, woo, this is the type of shit. Like, it was janky as hell. We bought our first cars on the same day. Me and my best friend. that I've been locked in with since I was 5 years old. Again, we didn't plan this shit. We ain't talk about it, nothing. We was just stacking our cheese on the low. Cause really we was gonna try and flex on each other like, bitch, I got my car first type shit. You know what I'm saying? But swear to God, on my kids, bro, on my kids. We bought our first cars on the same day and we pulled up on the block together at the same time. How motherfucking janky. You know what I'm saying? How about that? All right, now we got that one out the way. Let me give y'all this janky ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, this is about my school life. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that know Mr. Roll Up, I hated school. You know what I'm saying? I never went to class. I skipped every period. I failed every damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't give a fuck. Ever since elementary all the way to high school, I did not give a fuck about school. I'm one of the smartest people you will ever meet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could read, I could write, I could add, subtract, multiply, divide. I could do all of that shit. It's just when it comes to sitting in class and doing work, I can't do it. I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? I don't got the attention span for this shit. Like, I just can't fucking do it, right? So, ever since elementary all the way up to high school, I've been failing. Never go to class. Even in elementary, I used to skip school in elementary. I literally would skip school and be walking around the hood, going to like little parks in the hood. I'd just be playing on the swings and shit while everybody in school. In elementary, no lie. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. I didn't got caught a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? My dad beat the shit out of me. Rest in peace, my father. You know, I don't play with the dead. So yeah, man, I was bad elementary. You know what I'm saying? It's just I always been cut. Elementary, sixth grade. My elementary school went up to sixth grade. By the time I hit the sixth grade, I was not supposed to graduate. You know what I'm saying? But I did just enough to make it through all my classes. It was one class that I was like, I'm gonna fail this shit and I'm not gonna pass elementary, right? It was my science class. My teacher name was Mr. Zelky. He was a white guy. Funny as a motherfucker. Funny as a motherfucker, man. But anyway, we had a project due. You know what I'm saying? Right before school let out, before graduation, all that shit. Mr. Zelky said, yeah, man, you know, you've been fucking up the whole time, blah, blah, blah. He like, look, if you can complete this project and get an 80%, I will graduate you. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. I'm like, what? I'm like, all right, big. He gave us like 2 months to complete this project, right? But I waited all the way until the night before to do the shit. That was just me. I'm last minute type shit. You know what I'm saying? I did this project the night before it was due. My we had a whole project board. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know in science class they give you a project board with the purposes, the hypothesis, the materials, the results. You know what I'm saying? All of that type of shit, right? So what I did my project on was canned goods. While everybody spent their whole 2 months figuring out what their project was gonna be, people was doing volcanoes and tornadoes and all type of shit, right? I waited to the day before, the night before. I swear to God on my kids. I waited the night before and I put some shit together, man. I did my project board on canned goods. I went in the cabinets, I got to grabbing shit. You know what I'm saying? Green beans, tomatoes, potatoes. I got to grabbing all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I did my motherfucking project board on canned goods, fruits, vegetables, all that type of shit, right? Swear to God. I took it to school the next day. I had the most basic project board. Everybody had some nice shit. Damn volcanoes erupting and all type of shit. I'm like, man, I'm about to fail like a motherfucker. Tell me why. He said I had one of the best projects because I was able to explain it so greatly. He gave me an 85%. I graduated elementary. Janky as hell, man. Swear to janky than a motherfucker, right? Okay, I made it through elementary. Now here go middle school, right? So when I get to middle school, my middle school was 7th and 8th grade, right? Did 7th grade, failed that shit easily. Again, skipping and all of that. At this time, my middle school literally sat right behind a Kmart. It was a Kmart that used to sit on this main road called Telegraph. My school sat on this street called Bird. Bird was like a half mile from Telegraph. You know what I'm saying? And right behind my school, it was like a little forest walk type thing. You know what I'm saying? Had a little walk through the forest. So what me and the bad kids would do, we'd skip school, we'd go through behind the back of the school building, we'd cut across the yard, and we'd walk through that little forest. After you walk through the forest, the fucking Kmart is right behind it. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you come out that forest, boom, the Kmart right there. So we'd hop the fence to get over there to the Kmart. We'd go up in that bitch, be stealing CDs and all that type of shit. Like, that was my middle school time. You know what I'm saying? Get to the eighth grade, right? It's time to graduate middle school. I'm like, man, I'm about to fail this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I never went to class. I was just bad in the motherfucker, right? So anyway, with that being said, right, the principal, the principal said the only way that I can graduate on time is if I do summer school, right? I was not with that shit because I want my summer to be out, and have fun, do what the fuck I want to do. But he like, hey, if you don't take the summer school, you gonna fail. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, man, all right, whatever. So I take the summer school, right? I'm doing the same shit in summer school. I'm not doing no work, nothing. Just so happened, middle school teachers didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't care at all. As long as I was just there to sign my name in, they counted me as good. So I graduated just because I signed in every day. Even though I come in, I sign my name, I walk right out that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Just because I was on the fucking sign-in list, I graduated. That's how I graduated middle school. I walked across the stage with everybody, all of that. I did the same shit elementary, did the same shit middle school. Now we in high school, right? Okay, so I started high school in '03, from '03 to '07. Those was my high school years, right? So now I'm in high school. I'm at Henry Ford High School. Henry Ford is a school that was in my hood. All of my schools was in my hood. My elementary school was called McKinney Elementary. McKinney sat on my street on Bar Road and Pembroke. So McKinney was like 2 blocks down the street from my house. So again, with me saying my block is the heart of the hood, I'm not lying. Everybody that was from the hood, y'all had to come to the block every day. You know what I'm saying? Because we all went to McKinney. You know what I'm saying? So everybody had to come to the block, man. The block was the heart of the hood. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, with high school, right? Middle school was Tav. Tav sat on 7 Mile and Bird. McKinney sat on Bar Road. You know what I'm saying? Henry Ford sat on Evergreen. All three of these schools was in my hood. So my whole hood, we all grew up together. We all went to school together. You know what I'm saying? This is why, like I said, when we grew up and we had our little differences and all that, it ain't never go that far. Because we've been boys since we was little ass kids. You know what I'm saying? We just had our differences. But anyway, we get to high school, right? Met Henry Ford. All the 7 Mile niggas is at Ford, right? This what we do. Now it's even worse because I'm older now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody clicked up, doing their thing, and blah, 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 right? So I'm really skipping. I'm in the hallways. I'm in the back hallway shooting dice with the guys, all of that. The damn security guards come around doing hall sweeps. We throwing up the middle fingers at them, running away from their heads, running out the school building, you know what I'm saying? Come back in the school building, next school period, when the bell rang, we blend in with the crowd. Man, we was just bad as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Just what it was. So, all right, fast forward to tape. Here you go, '07 now, right? It's time to graduate. Now, me, I'm bad as hell. I ain't go to no class. I ain't do none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, how the fuck I'm gonna graduate? So, I'm in the 12th grade with 9th grade credits. No cap. So I knew I wouldn't graduate. It was over with. I didn't give a fuck at this point. You know what I'm saying? My daddy ended up coming to me one day. Like, I think like when I started 12th grade year. You know what I'm saying? He like, look, man, I've been whooping your ass and putting you on punishment your whole life, blah, 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 blah. He like, look, man, you could just graduate high school for me. I never bother you again. At this point, I wasn't getting whoopings and shit like that no more. It was just more so his attitude towards me. You know what I'm saying? Because of how bad I was. He was like, look, man, if you just graduate high school, I'll leave you the fuck alone. You can do whatever you want. You can smoke weed around this bitch. You know what I'm saying? You can fuck all the hoes in the house. You can do whatever you want. Like my daddy was on it. He was like, just graduate high school. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool. It sounds good, but I knew it wasn't gonna happen anyway. So here you go. I'm in the 12th grade, ninth grade credits, right? So that January came, January of 2007. You know, graduation is like what, May or June, somewhere around there. So I only got a couple of months left before graduation. January of '07 come, right? Well, hold up, let me back it up a little bit, right? Maybe that October or some shit like that, they put me in night school. Cause I wasn't gonna graduate day school. I wasn't gonna graduate night school either. It was just the day school teacher was tired of me. Like, man, I was bad as hell, you know. So they ended up putting me in night school because supposedly the night school teacher was a little more strict type shit, right? But I'm still finessing, you know what I'm saying? Type of time y'all on. But anyway, right? So I'm in night school, right? I come up there to night school one day and I'm coming in the school building. When I walk through the doors, all I know was a goddamn Pepsi bottle came flying at me, right? I see that motherfucker. I ducked, right? When I ducked, the damn bottle flew past me, right? When I looked up, it was one of my homeboys. He was walking past and he seen me coming in there. So he threw a bottle at me real quick type shit. I ducked that bitch. I picked the bottle up. I went to launch it back at him. When I did that, he ducked. With him ducking, just so happened the damn school principal was walking past. The bottle literally flew right past her face type shit. Like, if she, her name was Dr. T. So everybody that remember Dr. T from 4, y'all know I ain't capping. You know what I'm saying? Dr. T was a big, tall ass woman that sounded like a man. Like Dr. T was for no games. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, she hated me. You know what I'm saying? So when that bottle flew past her and she looked and saw it was me that threw it, oh man, she was like, yeah, Mr. Roll up, your ass out of here. I'm kicking you out of my school. She AT'd me out the school, right? I was sick, like hell no, you know what I'm saying? Even though I know I'm about to fail and all that, I'm like, hell no, this is my school, you know what I'm saying? She like, nah, it's a wrap. I tried coming back, you know what I'm saying? She'd catch me in the school, put me out, like it's over with, right? So I had to transfer to a new school. I got AT. The next closest school was Redford High School. Redford High School set in Brightmont. I done told you I 7 Mile and Brightmont, we was, you know, connected type shit, but we went to 2 different schools, you know what I'm saying? So Redford was in Brightmont off of Grand River Avenue, between Evergreen and Lasher. Nowadays, it's a Myers, you know what I'm saying? But back then, it was Redford High School. At that time, Redford niggas, they had their shit going on with Schoolcraft. You know what I'm saying? It was the Bright Mode versus Schoolcraft at Redford. Like, that was one of the biggest brawls ever. You know what I'm saying? Bright Mode was under the 6, Schoolcraft under the 5. And them niggas went to war every motherfucking day. And yes, Mr. Roller was there to see it because I got AT from Henry Ford and I had to go to Redford, right? How about that? All right. Now I'm at Redford with all the Bright Mode, BMG, Schoolcraft, Almighty, you know what I'm saying? We don't like nobody guys, right? I'm on some 7 Mile shit, but this is the fuck they got going on. So with all that being said, when we in school, it was kind of cordial. You know what I'm saying? Like the niggas that was getting money, you know, shooting dice, we all came together, even though we from different hoods and shit, but we all came together to come shoot dice in the back hallways. That's what we did, you know? And then when school let out, niggas fighting and all of that type of shit, right? So we in the back hallway shooting dice in night school at Redford every day because I had to go to night school over there. I couldn't go to their day school, right? So when I went to Redford, I'm in Redford night school, probably like my second, third day. Mind you, I'm in the back hallway shooting dice, all that shit, right? So the principal called my name over the intercom, told me to come to the office. I'm like, damn, I'm about to get kicked out this bitch. You know what I'm saying? I forgot the principal name, but he was a short black guy. He used to always wear like green suits. They used to call him the Turtle Man. You know what I'm saying? Like he was short and wore a green suit, so they called him a turtle type shit. Crazy as hell. Everybody that was there at Redford at that time, y'all know who the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, he pulled me in the room. He like, look, man, we closing up this year. You know what I'm saying? Redford about to be over with. So he like, I tell you what, if you finish up these night school classes from January of 2007 all the way up into that May or June, whatever it is, he was like, if you do these classes for these next couple of months, I'll let you walk across the stage. He like, I don't care. We closing up. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, straight up? He like, yeah. He like, you complete these classes, I'll let you walk across the stage. Big. You know what I'm saying? Just so happened, one of my homegirls that was in my class, she went to Ford with me. You know what I'm saying? She was smart as hell. She was fucking with my homie. I told y'all about that, about my homegirl Ashley and shit. She used to braid my hair on the back steps, at Ford and all this shit. And like she was the homie. You know what I'm saying? She used to fuck with one of my homeboys. My homeboy synced her in with the crew. Boom, she was our little sister. You know what I'm saying? So long story on all of that, she originally from Brightmore. You know what I'm saying? She came to Ford for like 2 years because her sister wanted to go there. You know what I'm saying? That's how she ended up at Ford with us, and that's how we made our connection. But when it was time for her to graduate, she went back home to Redford. You know what I'm saying? And she went to night school because her homegirl was in night school. Back then, we had the option to choose. Sometimes we could choose if we wanted to go into night school, or sometimes it'd be by the principal's recommendation, the assistant principal recommendation, blah, 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 right? But it was Ashley's choice to be in night school. Guy working mysterious ways, man. So with that being said, I'm telling Ashley, I'm like, dog, do my work. You know what I'm saying? The fuck, I gotta graduate. Man, she would do all of my work. Our night school teacher that we had there, that teacher would literally sit there, drink his coffee, and have his newspaper, big ass newspaper, to where you can't see nobody. Big ass newspaper snatched open, sitting there reading the newspaper. So I'll come in there and sign my name. I'll walk right out that bitch. I'm in the back hallway with the Brightmore niggas, the Schoolcraft niggas, the Plymouth niggas, Joy Raw niggas, 7 Mile niggas. 5 different hoods, all in the little back hallway. We all shooting dice together. You know what I'm saying? That was our daily ritual every fucking day at night school in Redford. You know what I'm saying? Boom. May, June come around, I get my fucking cap and gown. I fucked my parents up. They just knew I wasn't gonna graduate. You know what I'm saying? And I did. Janky as hell. All because Ashley did all my work. I walked across the stage with all the Redford day school kids. They ain't know who the fuck I was. They like, who the fuck is this nigga? You know what I'm saying? But I ain't give a fuck. I walked across that stage. I grabbed my little roll. Boom, I held that bitch in the air. I did it. You know what I'm saying? How about that? So, jankiest nigga in the world is Mr. Roll Up. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Man, I didn't deal with some janky ass shit in my life, man. But them right there, those janky things I just gave y'all, that was some of the most janky shit, With all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. I gave y'all enough janky shit for today. We'll probably do a part 2. Y'all let me know if y'all want to hear some more janky shit from Mr. Roll Up. But while we at it, let me go ahead and play my movie. You know what I'm saying? Janky Promoters. How about that? That's what Mr. Roll Up is about to watch. I'm just a janky ass nigga like that, bro. Y'all ass tweaking, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and watch this, and it's gonna be that. How about that? It's been another episode of Roll Up or Pull Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.